Right, red square, red jacket. We ask for your help tonight to rock red square. Dobry wieczór, Moscovici. It's getting better all night.
We had this very big curtain around us. We were absolutely sure that we were stuck behind this curtain forever.
In Moscow, the Soviet Union celebrates.
Indeed, the Soviet government hasn't realized in the beginning how dangerous the Beatles were.
Something was happening that they wanted to control, and they didn't know how to do it. First cops, then KGB started to take notice and say, oh, something we don't like is happening, so we better do something about it.
I haven't heard of anyone who would be put in jail for listening to the Beatles records. But there's been a lot of other things in which the life of a young man could be seriously spoiled.
In the words of Russia's President Vladimir Putin, back then, McCartney's music was seen as alien propaganda.
East meets West today when the pop star Paul McCartney takes part in a revolutionary radio broadcast. The former Beatle will be taking telephone calls live from the Soviet Union.
I don't know if music and politics have got much in common.
I think it is, in fact, one of the untold stories of the collapse of the Soviet regime. And Paul McCartney and the Beatles were at the forefront of that.
The Beatles was a phenomenon, and it was a phenomenon of freedom.
We're coming with Paul McCartney, just confirmed, all ready for us. We are ready to rock Russia.
It was a historic moment for Paul McCartney.
A remarkable appearance tonight by one of the most famous rock stars in the world.
Tens of thousands of Russians cheering on former Beatle Paul McCartney.
40 years after conquering America.
So long in coming. Both the USSR
and thousands were there to greet him.
I listened to the Beatles at BBC Radio, that super group.
God bless you. We love you.
Ключевой момент перестройки.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. The idea of us being actually banned and being a bad influence on the youth, we knew to be untrue.
That, of course, was very widely spread unofficially in the Soviet Union. The authorities didn't prevent young people from hearing the music, but it was never officially sponsored or liked even by the authorities. But that was a long time ago.
60s, they began in a very promising way for the Soviet Union. In the early 60s, we've had Yuri Gagarin, the first man in space. We've had the funky guy, Mr. Nikita Khrushchev, who promised to bury capitalism. So, generally speaking, communism looked and sounded really cool in the beginning of the 60s. The Russian people and Russian youth in particular, they felt quite enthusiastic about what was going on in their country. Then by the mid-60s, things started to turn a little bit worse. The dissident movement has started, Soviet Union invaded Czechoslovakia, the Prague Spring was over. Instead of funny Mr. Khrushchev, we've got a very boring Mr. Brezhnev and his entourage. We all had to decide whether to stay loyal or to look elsewhere. Only some years later, they have suddenly become aware of the fact that the Beatles have started a whole huge movement in the Soviet Union, a movement which involved not thousands or even hundreds of thousands, which involved millions of young people who became, as communist publicists have said, inner immigrants. They still lived in the Soviet Union with their body, but mentally and spiritually they were somewhere else.
Marxism, Leninism, the very foundation for the Soviet system, said that the economic structure, the basis of a society, affected what he called the superstructure, which is everything: religion, music, the way people think. And there was something called a dialectical relationship, which meant the way people thought affected the way the economy functioned, and the way the economy functioned affected the way people thought. And therefore, you needed censorship to control the system. What you really had the Beatles doing was they were affecting the superstructure of the society, and it literally brought about that change, which was the collapse of the communist-style economy and the entire system. So in a sense, Paul McCartney and the Beatles acted out exactly what Lenin feared would happen. That scenario ultimately played out 70 years later. So in the end, Lenin was right.
I mean, I don't have a lot to give.
It's one of the biggest, the most important moments in my life. I still can't believe that he's coming. I knew that it was impossible. Even the Beatles films, we didn't see any. We've seen just photos. And for us, photo and the record sleeve was enough information to imagine all the rest.
In '68, it was an icon for our band because it was the one and only photo of the Beatles we had. We spent a lot of time wondering who is Lennon, who is McCartney. We didn't know yet.
And thinking about Beatles or Paul personally coming to Russia, it was nonsense. It shouldn't have happened, but he's coming.
It's a dream come true on one hand. It's meeting the old friend, the old teacher. It's just so touching, it's so romantic.
This was like people, just ordinary people who'd come through this interesting transition of being suppressed, repressed in a very tight, cold regime, and now they suddenly were free. To me, it's just amazing to have been in that place in the 60s, to have been in that band, to be now here, going back to Russia. And in a way, it is true that in some strange way that I can't explain, I did feel like I was sort of going home.
Let's go! Oh, yeah, very good.
It was McCartney returning to Russia. That's how I feel. The reaction of the audience proves my point. There was no exultation. Oh, he came home. He just came back. Our good old friend Paul, he came back. Great. Let's have fun.
I need a few lessons.
Riding nowhere, spending someone's heart and pain. You and me Sunday driving, not arriving, on our way back home. We're on our way home.
It is remarkable that the Beatles managed to do what a lot of other machines, like propaganda machine, couldn't do. They just walked into the mind of the Soviet people without breaking. They didn't break into, they just walked in. Everybody was so much enchanted by this gentle intervention.
Something was happening that they wanted to control, and they didn't know how to do it. Therefore, the inevitable thing happened, and the regime just sort of collapsed, because it was no longer with people. The rock and roll, spearheaded by the Beatles at that time, were giving the culture back to the people, saying that, come on, it's all yours. You gotta come out and claim it.
1, 2, 3, 4! She was just 17, you know what I mean, and the way she looked was way beyond compare. So how could I dance with another? Oh, and I saw her standing there. Well, she looked at me, and I could see that before too long I'd fall in love with her. Oh, she wouldn't dance with another. Oh, and I saw her standing there. Well, my heart went boom when I crossed that room, and I held her hand in my
It is safe to say that the Beatles were deified in the Soviet Union.
For the first time when I listen to the Beatles, I feeling that was great experience. That's best experience of my life. That was spiritual revolution inside me.
They gave the young people an alternative to a belief system that no one honestly believed in. They knew it was a lie, but they had to live with that day in and day out. And I think the Beatles offered something which was honest and true and spoke to them, to their hearts, you could almost say, rather than to their intellect.
I'm certainly not any sort of godlike figure. It's exactly the opposite, actually. It's more, I'm just one of them. I'd like to test this translation just to make sure it's working. I'm going to say something stupid. Tell me if it comes up here. The red dog flew in the yellow balloon. Did that come up? And there's the yellow balloon. Hey. Oh, it's magic. Hey, 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 hey. I didn't plan that, I promise.
Try to see it my way. We'll have to keep on talking until I can't go on. Try to see it your way. On the risk of knowing that our love may soon be gone. We can work it out. We can work it out. Think of what you say. You can get it wrong, still you think that it's alright. Think of what I'm saying. We can work it out, get it straight, or say goodnight. We can work it out. We can work it out. Life is very short, and there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friend. I have always thought that it's a crime, so I will ask you once again. Try to see it my way. Only time will tell if I am right or I'm wrong. Try to see it your way. There's a chance that we can fall apart before too long. We can work it out. We can work it out. La 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 la.
Oh yeah, thank you very much.
I think that rock and roll was a subversion that couldn't be prevented. It was probably the most peaceful revolution in the world. The Beatles prepared this silent disappearance of the Soviet regime.
I've just seen her face, I can't forget the time or place we first met. She's just a girl for me. I want all the world to see we met. Had it been another day, I might have looked the other way, and I'd have never been aware. As it is, I dream of her tonight. Falling, yes I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again. I've lived on the likes of this, I've been alone tonight. This thing couldn't get out of sight, but other girls were never quite like this. Falling, yes I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again. I can't forget the time or place we first met. She's just a girl for me. I want all the world to see we met. Falling, yes I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again. Falling, yes I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again. Oh, falling, yes I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again.
Listening to Radio Luxembourg and catching a Beatles tune off of there could have consequences for their job, for their education. Trying to buy a Beatles album somewhere on the black market could have led to arrest. Attending a concert where Beatles songs were being sung could have consequences for people in that society that we can't even imagine. And I think when you live in a situation like that, you end up developing I think, of a much more intense relationship with the music.
We'd known that with the Beatles it was just impossible to go and play there. Our records weren't on sale there. You know, if you want a guaranteed way to make people popular, that's it. Deny them it.
They were not on sale in Russia. There were some songs, small LPs with a couple of songs only.
This is the first Paul McCartney LP published in Russia officially. You see the logo Ministry of Culture of the USSR. Band of the Run was dropped from this album because the reference to prison, the band, the Run, it's bad for the ordinary Soviet listener to have this record.
I could fulfill one of my wishes in life only back in 1984 when I bought all the Beatle LP records.
You were young and your heart was an open book. You used to say, live and let live. You know you did, you know you did, you know you did. If this ever-changing world in which we live in makes you give in a cry, say live and let die.
In the 60s and the 70s, there's been all kinds of very funny and strange ways to get the Beatles' music into the Soviet Union. Lots of albums have been smuggled into the country. At the black market, they costed a lot. Average monthly wage in the Soviet Union at that time was 150 rubles a month, and one new Western long-playing album costed from 50 to 80 rubles, so this was 1/2 of an average monthly wage. Still, kids bought these albums and cherished them, and you know, they were really like a religious object.
We didn't know much about things happening in the outer world. We didn't have music because it wasn't on stock, we didn't have records, we didn't have even tape recorders. It was never on the radio.
Someone in the Komsomolskaya Pravda had written an article in the newspaper talking about how you could take the normal parts from a telephone, hook them up to an acoustic guitar, and create an electric guitar. And almost overnight, every public phone in Moscow had been plundered. What they found early on was that the emulsion on X-ray plates were able to carry sound. And so there was a whole business in taking discarded X-ray plates from hospitals.
They were called plastinki na kostях, discs on the bones. And you literally could see, you know, broken bones, skeletons, and so on. And then you put on this flexi disc and you can listen to rock and roll music.
Maybe for us, the Beatles were more than the Beatles for any other country, because in any other country, people could feel that they're not far from them. One day they come to their town, they play the show, you can go to the shop and buy a new record. We understood that we live on a separate planet and they will never come here. Never will see the albums in the shop. That's why it was much more important for us.
Day after day, alone on a hill, the man with the foolish grin is keeping perfectly still. But nobody wants to know him. They can see that he's just a fool, and he never gives an answer. But the fool on the hill sees the sun going down, and the eyes in his head see the world spinning round. Well, on the way, his head in a cloud, the man of 1,000 voices talking perfectly loud, but nobody ever hears him or the sound he appears to make, and he never seems to notice but the fool on the hill.
I was looking out over all the Red Square buildings, all this great sort of Russian scenery that I'd only ever seen in films before, and it just occurred to me that I was thinking, the fool on the hill sees the sun going down. And I looked up, and there was me looking over Red Square, and the sun was just going right down over that building. And the eyes in his head, and it's like, it's just me. I'm going, ah, this is happening. It's magical.
And he never shows his feelings, but the fool on the hill sees the sun going down, and the eyes in his head see the world spinning round. Round and round and round and round. Round and round and round. He's the fool on the hill. Yeah, 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 that's the fool on the hill. Yeah, 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 he's the fool on the hill.
I'm very proud to have been in the Beatles. Without knowing it, we made a lot of changes. I mean, we were just guys trying to make music and make a living and just enjoy ourselves. But something came through of kind of the freedom that we started to represent, and we were very honest. So when we were asked about things like Vietnam War or stuff like that, we spoke honestly. When we were asked about the planet and the environment and peace and things like that, we spoke honestly. And I think that people around the world who are now grown-ups, who were kids then, saw all of this stuff, and I think it made a lot of changes. We didn't set out to make changes, but fortunately we did. We were kind of part of a group that wanted changes, and we were just in the right place at the right time. So I'm very proud to have been part of that.
You say you will love me if I have to go. You be thinking of me. Somehow I will know. Someday when I'm lonely, wishing you were so far away, you'll have to remember
remember one that you were supposed to have landed at Moscow airport in 1966.
That's right, yeah. The idea of us just secretly coming into Russia, playing a little gig and nipping out, sort of intriguing.
We started to celebrate the Beatles' birthdays. Musicians from St. Petersburg would actually come together and they would play the Beatles song on a day of a birthday.
Every party that we had, birthday party or just a party, it was always with the Beatles. We danced to the Beatles. I kissed a girl for the first time to the song of the Beatles.
The next song is for anybody in the audience who's got a birthday today. Happy birthday to you!
Just when Mikhail Gorbachev had instigated the program of perestroika, a lot of us were very excited that this was going to happen, that, you know, there was going to be freedom in Russia.
Полу Маккартни,
Yeah.
выдающемуся музыканту и прекрасному человеку. Это уже с огромной симпатией Михаил Горбачев.
Oh, that's beautiful.
А где твоя жена?
Thank you very much. Спасибо. Спасибо, Mikhail.
The real life began after Gorbachev came in '86.
Perestroika is that Iron Curtain fell down.
I wouldn't say that was a preemption of perestroika. Back in middle 60s, late 60s, there was no talk even about perestroika. That was unthinkable.
I knew that this Soviet power will fall, but I thought that it will take 50, 60 years more. It happened much earlier, and I think that rock and roll and Beatles did a lot for it.
Ну, я думаю, что прямой связи, конечно, нет.
I do agree that the Beatles' music has taught the young people of the Soviet Union that there is another life, that there is freedom elsewhere. And of course, this feeling has pushed them towards perestroika, towards the dialogue with the outside world.
Я тебя
I congratulate you
с тем, что должно было давно произойти.
on something that should have happened a long time ago.
Но лучше позже, чем никогда.
But it's better late than never.
It's It's good. This is my first time in Russia. And it's beautiful, the people, good.
Of course, young people are crazy about him. But adults and serious musicians also value his music very highly. I don't think this is just pop music. This is something much greater.
You're a great man.
До встречи.
Yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Baby, I'm amazed at the way you love me all the time. Or maybe I'm afraid of the way I love you. Baby, I'm amazed at the way you pull me all the time. You hold me on the line. Baby, I'm amazed at the way I really need you.
When you were a kid, the idea of the Russian defense minister, that would be a very strict, cold kind of person. Actually meeting him and finding that he's a fan.
Sergei Ivanov, Minister of Defense of the
Nice to
Russian
meet you.
Federation.
Nice to meet you. Good to meet you. And he bought Love Me Do, and he openly admits it.
I was born in 1953. I am 50, but I still remember one autumn day in 1963 when I was 10, when for the first time in my life I heard a Beatles song called Love Me Do from their first album. And in fact, the Beatles songs motivated me greatly to start and study English.
It's a great satisfaction of people learning English through our songs. It's something we never imagined.
But
we never thought, yeah, but it's
now you can see.
It's great. It's really good. And finally we come here and see it in practice. It is amazing, you know. In the 60s, we did realize that one day our generation was going to be in power. But now it's actually happened. All right, man.
So how does it feel cycling around here the day after?
Feels great, although we just got stopped by the Russian police and the Cycling Bureau.
Выключите. Здесь снимать нельзя. Объектив закройте.
You filmed here last night.
I think we were doing a show here last night. You can't imagine exactly what it's going to be like to do back in the USSR in Red Square. It's a special sort of song for the Russians. Yeah. Come on. Ruski. All right, man. Take it easy, yeah? Spasibo. As we got nearer and nearer to it, you start to realize, wow, it's really a special song. It was banned and it was all very sort of forbidden. And suddenly out of the West, there comes this guy writing this song about back in the USSR. You must have thought, oh, they're writing about us, you know. Spasibo. Spasibo. Hey. Good show, huh?
Я был вчера.
Beautiful.
You've been yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Я маме по телефону давал слушать.
I called my mom and give her a mobile phone. Listen.
Okay, excellent. And I think some people wondered whether it was a bit of a Mickey take or whether it was a parody or why would I write something like that. For me, it's just fabulous, just suddenly realizing all of that in the 3 minutes it took to sing the song. Just seeing them all right here, that whole stretching back there, filled with people. And then me singing back in the USSR, and the place just went electric. It's just like someone put electric current through it. And then, of course, you know, I suddenly start doing the lines about Ukraine girls and Moscow girls. And I think, of course it's going to go down well here.
I'm
It's the great unifying thing, you know, music. People don't have to understand the language. Whoa! Hey, baby! Here! Hey! How are you doing, okay?
Всё нормально?
Привет! Who's driving this vehicle? What's name?
Аня. Аня.
Oh! Beautiful.
Спасибо.
Yeah.
Комплимент.
See you, man. Bye-bye. It's really amazing historical day just to be here, even as a tourist, you know, like now, just to be almost cycling around Red Square. I didn't realize you weren't allowed to ride a bike here.
What about tomorrow night now? I mean, do you ever get nervous, or do you do something superstitious before a big show, or are you absolutely in control?
We'll see. The opposite happened. It was just like, oh, I'm just so excited. And I think that will probably happen tomorrow. I want to play in Moscow. I want to play for the Russian people. I want to give them something. I know all those years they want to hear a Beatles song sung by one of the Beatles.
Okay, and St. Petersburg, this is Private Air 197 on the Paul McCartney flight. We are ready to rock Russia.
Привет, русские! Привет! The whole idea of coming to Russia was very special anyway, just because I'd never been to the country and the history and everything. I was excited at the idea.
Has St. Petersburg lived up to your expectations?
Oh yeah, more than that. The kind of thing I like is this making bonds. That's what it's all about, really. Once they banned the Beatles, now they don't. To be here and just realise that these people have got the same hearts that we have. I should have known it all along, but to actually be here and experience it, you learn it afresh. Hey, okay. Hey, I'd been asked to do a masterclass in St. Petersburg, to give something back to the Russians before I went and did the big show and sort of was the big dude. To just sort of go there and just be somebody who was working with their kids, you know? And that appealed to me, that idea, and I'd been asked to do that a couple of years before. So I went to St. Petersburg, to the Glinka school, and heard young gentlemen playing music. Excellent song. Who wrote that song? Very good.
Очень хорошая песня.
Oleg, and that is Oleg. Yeah.
So am I getting some private time with them?
Yes.
Good. Very good composers. Did you think you made a mistake in the middle there? There was one more I saw your face.
He's a little bit nervous and I did a mistake.
Well, it's okay to be a little bit nervous because you have to learn to control your nerves. It's a good experience for the future. They all impressed me. One particularly was a guy playing classic guitar. He played a really lovely piece, very nice, without the music, so I thought, you know, that's pretty impressive, lovely tone, and sounded great. And afterwards I said, who wrote that? He said, I did. I was like, okay. That was good. Very good, yeah. Why did you stop him? And when did you write that?
Когда ты это написал? Last summer.
Last summer. Very good. How old are you?
Сколько тебе лет? 15. He will be 15.
Yeah. I wrote my first song when I was 14, but it was much simpler than that. So I wish you very good luck. But you do? And this was your first big lesson in Going to the Conservatory of St. Petersburg was really amazing for me for one main reason. I was actually going to now walk the steps in this day and age that Tchaikovsky walked then. It's really exciting to be in the same school that such great people as Tchaikovsky came to. That's fantastic for me. And it was such a huge honor they gave me an honorary doctorate, you know, I mean, wow.
We wish you to be our honorary doctor of music.
Привет! Я рад быть здесь. Это для меня большая честь. Спасибо. My wife Heather and I are very proud to be in Russia, to accept this great honor, and we thank you very much. Spasiba. We got a private viewing. The director of the Hermitage showed us through the whole place and gave us a little potted history as we went. It gave me a good perspective on a section of Russian history and why St. Petersburg was such a beautiful city. Little special things like that made the whole journey very special. And this was actually the original reason I'd gone to St. Petersburg, was to help with this effort, the Meshikov, because these kids are orphaned kids and underprivileged kids, and that was why I really wanted to go there, to help set up this new charity for them. To see them, knowing that now they were orphan kids, and obviously you look at each member of the choir and you go, oh, and you know there's a story there, there's a big story, and suddenly there they are. They're singing my song, which is very emotional. It's quite an emotional little song for me. I just got the feeling that these kids were there, giving it their best, that somehow music and this whole thing was going to maybe, hopefully, give them a better life, give them something to look forward to, something to aim at. I turned quickly to Heather and she was welling up. I go, no, I've got to talk, I'm not going to look. What really got me was looking at them all and thinking, they're in their Sunday best. This is it. This is their best outfit they've got on. We had this visit with Mr. Putin, you know, which was great. It's a real honor going into the Kremlin. It's kind of slightly strange, you know, being met by a general. It was very Russian, and then walking through these miles of corridors.
Это то, что я говорил. И вторая машина. Да, 222.
Не снимайте, пожалуйста, не надо.
But then eventually sitting down, having a little chat with him, which was really nice. He's invited me to sit here.
Go on, you sit down.
You got to realise, deep down, he's an ordinary guy, like we all are, you know, but he's an important man. You were growing up, did you listen to the Beatles?
Yes, it was extremely popular. It was like a gulp of freedom. Your music was like an open window to the world.
It was banned by the authorities, yeah? I understand.
It was considered at this time a propaganda of some alien ideology.
So we talk about landmines, which was great. Be able to get our 2 penny worth in about that. Maybe you know that Heather and I campaign against landmines. Do you know this?
Yes, I know. And I know that your wife is very actively involved in that.
Do you think one day Russia will be able to join the ban treaty, or do you find it too restrictive?
I think that anything which is aimed at saving people's lives deserves our utmost attention and support.
And he showed us around other bits of the Kremlin. He told us some of the history of the Tsars being crowned there. And that's boys and girls. I like to do that, keep it nice and casual, yeah. I asked about Rasputin, and the lady said, "Oh, I suppose he must have been around here. He used to hang with them royals." Nice guy, seemed very genuine, like most of the Russians we've met so far. And he's from a working class family, as we are. He's got those values. No wonder the people like him. I asked him if he was coming to the concert. I thought there was half a chance that he might be. But he said, "I don't think I'm going to be able to make it." So I played him Let It Be. I thought, well, I'll give you a little private concert, you know. Okay, yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
good.
Say
Thank
hello
you.
to your wife and your children.
So it was just a little gesture. He was very nice. He sort of sat, he sort of applauded. So I thought, well, that's that. You know, okay, he's not coming. That doesn't matter. We're going to still do the concert. So many years of looking at an audience that if somebody starts to leave, or somebody starts to move, or a little group of people start to do something, I notice it. I suddenly saw a rustle in the crowd, saw a lot of people turn round, and I said, "What's that?" You know. So I could see a little phalanx of men walking in ahead of someone. So I said, "That's got to be him," and the crowd was starting to applaud. I thought, "Oh, he's a popular president. It's got to be President Putin. He's arrived." And all the same time, I'm still singing, remembering my chords, remembering my words, trying to keep it all together. But, you know, my mind is boggling, going, wait a minute, the Russian president just walked in with, you know, half a dozen KGB men.
Long live all of us crazy soldiers who were born under calico skies. May we never be called to handle all the weapons of war we despise. I will hold you for as long as you like. I'll love you for the rest of my life. I'll hold
Спасибо. Привет, ребята. We'd like to welcome some new arrivals to the audience. Okay, ребята, привет.
It was something fantastic, like a fairy tale, seeing the president of Russia walking with Paul McCartney, who was one of the Beatles, and the president saying that the Beatles were a breath of fresh air. And that was a very symbolic moment. I'm not a propagandist, but at that moment I was really proud of the president, that he said these words.
Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better. Remember to let her into your heart, and you can start to make it better. Hey Jude, don't be afraid.
The Beatles were a kind of a bridge that was built brick by brick. The moment came when this bridge could be used. You could walk across this bridge without fearing to fall down. The contribution of the Beatles to this new understanding of each other was enormous. It is the understanding of a very simple truth that there is nothing wrong to put Chekhov next to Paul McCartney. It's not an insult to either of them. Chekhov can perfectly live together with Paul McCartney. And what's great about classics, and I think that the Beatles are the classics, is that you discover and rediscover new things when you listen to the same songs, the songs that you listened to 20 years ago.
To put these melodies, these harmonies in the classical music, in the arrangement that we still played, there are a lot of pieces by Beatles.
1, 2, 3. Wednesday morning at 5 o'clock as the day begins, silently closing her bedroom door, leaving the note that she hoped would say more. She goes downstairs to the kitchen, clutching her quietly turning the back door key. Stepping outside, she is free. She gave her most of our lives. She's leaving. Sacrificed most of our lives. We gave her everything money could buy. She's leaving home after living alone for so many years. Friday morning at 9 o'clock, she is far away, waiting to keep the appointment she made, meeting a man from the motor trade. She wanted me to close her on who's happy. We didn't know it was wrong. Fun is the hoping that money can buy. Something inside that was always denied for so many years. She's leaving home. Bye bye.
Let's do like that tonight, guys. Moscow bites. Much improved.
It's not just nostalgia, it's not just, shedding tears. Oh, I was so young when I listened to the Beatles. It's just rediscovery. In the arts, rediscovery is one of the most exciting things.
It's a great symbolic evening. There we were by Lenin's tomb in Red Square, in this sort of hallowed space for the Soviet Republic. You had former head of the KGB, who is now democratically elected and liked by his people. And then there's Mikhail Gorbachev there, of the old school, but the kind of cusp, the man who changed it all, really. And here I was, in this amazingly special place in time and space. And imagine then, if I'd been able to say to my dad, hey Dad, I just had this premonition, I'm gonna be in Red Square in front of the president, the ex-president, and by Lenin's tomb, and I'm gonna have all these people listening to me, and I'm gonna be singing to them all, and they're all gonna dig it. He would have just thought I was mad. But, it has happened, and I just love to think how proud he would be. My mum and dad are no longer here. Just think how proud they'd be, that something like that could happen in our family.
yesterday. All my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be. There's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, yesterday came suddenly. Why she had to go, I don't know. She wouldn't say. I said something wrong, now I long for yesterday. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Why she had to go, I don't know. She wouldn't say. I said something wrong, now I long for yesterday. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday.
There was no bloodshed, no civil war, no revolutions, no nothing. The country was already ready for the disappearance of communism. And one of the main reasons for that was that the Beatles have prepared a huge part of the country's population for these new free values.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. But in my darkest hour, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. 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 Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. When the broken-hearted people living in the world agree,
see. Well, let it be. Thank you.
What the Beatles did, and I think what Paul McCartney did this time is I hope it was not the last event towards this end, but what they did, they gave us the opportunity to look each other in the eye and to say, look, we are the same. We are the same. And all the terms like capitalism, socialism, communism, they mean nothing because we're human beings. Do you want me to prove this? Okay. I turn on the tape recorder, listen to the Beatles. You like it, I like it. I love it, and you love it.
Isn't the notion of having Paul McCartney appear in Red Square singing Back in the USSR probably the ultimate symbol of the end of that system?